designated hitter number 99, Manny Ramirez. Manny was back first on June the 18th. He was hitting at .311 with 8 homers and 40 RBIs in just 66 games with the Dodgers. But Manny Ramirez is now a member of the Chicago White Sox, a team that is trying to get to the postseason and surpass the Minnesota Twins. It's the White Sox and Red Sox for the first of a day-night doubleheader. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, and welcome to Red Sox Baseball. Well, the return of Manny Ramirez. Last time he was here with the Dodgers, he barely spoke to any of the media. Yesterday, Manny came to the ballpark, and it was a much different Manny Ramirez.
I think everything was my fault, but, hey, you got to be a real man to realize, when you do wrong, and, hey, it was my fault, right? But, it was I already passed that stage. I'm happy. I'm in a new team. And like when I went to first, I told Euclid, I said, hey, what happened between you and me, man? I'm sorry. It was my fault. So it take a real man, just to go and tell a person, hey, it was my fault, and that's what I did.
We welcome in Jerry Remy, and Jerry, Manny is back yet again, and it appears he can really help this White Sox team.
Well, part 2 for Manny back at Fenway Park, and it was nice to see him yesterday take responsibility for his actions here in Boston toward the end when, he did admit that things were his fault. And sometimes when you're away from the Red Sox for a long time, you realize that you had it pretty good here, and the fans loved him. Now, he's in a perfect position right now with the Chicago White Sox. This team is only 4 games back of the Minnesota Twins. All they want Manny to do for the next month is hit. They've got him hitting behind Paul Konerko, who's having an outstanding season, so that helps protect Konerko, plus it adds a bat like Manny Ramirez. Now, he's only got 8 home runs on the season, but he's the kind of guy that can light it up for a month and become the player of the month. So the White Sox very lucky and fortunate to have Manny Ramirez in their lineup.
Well, the day baseball portion of the day-night doubleheader, and it's Clay Buchholz who's on the mound for the Red Sox today, 15-5 with a major league leading 2.21 earned run average. We're back with the first pitch right after this. And by Bermuda Tourism. Good afternoon once again, everybody. Welcome to Fenway Park for Game 1 of the day-night doubleheader between the Red Sox and the White Sox. Red Sox have taken the field, so let's check out the Chicago White Sox starting 9. Juan Pierre at the top of the order is in left field with Omar Vizquel at third base. It is Alex Rios in center field. Paul Konerko at first base. Manny Ramirez is the DH. He bats fifth with A.J. Pierzynski doing the catching. Andrew Jones is in right field batting seventh. Alexei Ramirez at shortstop bats eighth. And Gordon Beckham is at second base. He bats ninth. On the mound for the Red Sox today is Clay Buchholz. A fantastic season, a 15-5 mark. His 24th appearance of the year, a major league leading 2.21 earned run average. And opponents are only hitting at 222 against Buchholz. Last time out, a no decision against the Tampa Bay Rays, a game that he went 7 1/3, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs. 1 run was earned and struck out 5 in that outing.
The Red Sox defense this afternoon will have Adrian Beltre at third base, Marco Scutaro the shortstop, Jed Lowry at second, and Mike Lowell the first baseman. Left to right, Bill Hall, Donnell McDonald, and J.D. Drew, and Victor Martinez doing the catching for Buchholz. The Red Sox are 7th in the American League with 87 errors on the season.
Wally Bell has the play calling the balls and strikes today for the umpires. The crew chief is John Hirschbeck. He's at first base. Laz Diaz at second base, and Angel Campos is the umpire at third. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas tardes, amigos.
Well, nice to see sunshine and blue skies above Fenway Park. It is 77 degrees. Breeze out to right field at 20 miles per hour. It is clear right now, and it is windy here at Fenway Park, and is expected to be throughout the day. And, of course, it will be with you throughout the day and the evening. Long day of baseball here for Fenway, as the first pitch of this one is in there for strike one to Juan Pierre. And we're underway from Fenway. Pierre at 284 with a home run and 36 runs batted in. Speedster at the top of this White Sox order. Chops one foul outside of first.
Yeah, 53 steals for Juan Pierre in the season. That leads the American League in that category.
First in stolen bases, first in infield hits. He's got 35 of them. Not afraid to bunt either. 11 bunt hits on the season. 13 sacrifices. He gets hit a lot, too. He's been hit by 18 pitches. So getting on base is what he does. Softly grounds one to Lowry at second. Not this time. He's retired for the first out of the first inning. Red Sox doing yourself a favor when you can keep Pierre off the bases. And retired here as Omar Vizquel is coming up. How about that combination? Konerko and then Ramirez. And certainly what the White Sox were envisioning when they were able to acquire Manny. Some protection for Paul Konerko, and he's got it now in a big way. And hoping that Ramirez can help the White Sox propel them into a postseason berth. They start the day 4 games back of the Minnesota Twins in the American League Central. As you see the ageless Omar Vizquel standing in. 283 with a home run and 26 runs batted in as he slaps it foul off to the left.
Not so much shortstop anymore for Omar Vizquel, but plenty of time at third base and at second base.
Ozzie Guillen enjoying the club that he has right now and hoping to get into the postseason. They've won 3 straight coming into Fenway Park. 1-1 is lined to first, and Lowell pulls it in on the backhand for out number 2.
Change up that time from Buchholz, and Omar Vizquel out in front of it, but right to Mike Lowell. Just a step behind the bag, and he's able to cross over step and make the catch.
2 down here in the first inning. Well, a move that turned a lot of heads when the White Sox acquired Alex Rios from the Toronto Blue Jays. A huge contract that they took over, and he's produced some very nice numbers for them this season with 20 home runs and 79 runs batted in. 293 average for Rios. And he's stealing bases too. He has 29 thefts on the year. On the ground down the third baseline. To the backhand goes Beltre. The toss across just in time to get Rios. Today pitch 1-2-3 first for Buchholz. The Red Sox are coming up. left-hander John Danks making his 27th start of the year. He's 12-9 with a 3.65 earned run average. Well, it's hitting at 231 against Danks. Marco Scutaro stands in and takes strike one. Last time out, a loss against the Yankees. He hung around for just 4 1/3, giving up 6 hits and 8 runs. And 5 Ks and 4 walks. Matched a career high for him. He allowed 3 home runs in that outing against New York. And threw 97 pitches. Marco Scutaro atop the Red Sox order with a 274 average, 8 homers and 47 runs batted in. Fly ball out towards right center field and shallow. Andrew Jones coming from right steps in front of Rios for the first down in the first inning. Check out the Red Sox starting lineup. It's brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. Marco Scutaro at shortstop, J.D. Drew in right. Victor Martinez doing the catching with Adrian Beltre at third base. David Ortiz at DH with Mike Lowell at first base. Jed Lowry at second base. Bill Hall is in left. And Darnell McDonald in center bats ninth. First pitch is a ball outside to J.D. Drew. 257 with 18 homers and 60 runs batted in for J.D.
Danks is 1-4 in his career against the Red Sox. That's in 6 starts.
Fastball, curveball, changeup, and a cutter for Danks as he deals with a 1-2, and that'll miss for ball 2, 2-2. 4 for 11 against the left-hander Danks for Drew. Will pop up this time, left side of the infield. Vizquel shading his eyes and making the catch. 2 down in the inning.
The defense today for the Chicago White Sox, they're 5th in the American League with 80 errors on the season. Omar Vizquel at third base, Alexi Ramirez the shortstop, Gordon Beckham at second, and Paul Konerko the first baseman. Left to right, Juan Pierre, Alex Rios, and Andrew Jones. A.J. Brzezinski doing the catching for Danks.
2 down in the first inning, and Victor Martinez coming up. Victor with a pretty good road trip, was 11 for 26 on the trip. As he takes strike one from Danks. Overall a 290 batting average. Victor Martinez to start the day, 13 home runs and 55 runs batted in. A 7-game hitting streak come to an end on Thursday night in Baltimore, Camden Yards. So he was 0 for 4 with a walk in that game, and during the 7-game hitting streak he hit at .433. Good numbers against the White Sox, a team that he faced a lot when he was in the American League Central as a member of the Cleveland Indians. Fly ball to right field. Andrew Jones is back a step or two. And it's a 1-2-3 first for John Danks, who threw 1 scoreless from Fenway. second inning. Scoreless from Fenway Park. Clay Buchholz back on the mound. He had an 8-pitch 1-2-3 first inning. It's been a very good season for Paul Konerko. 319, 33 home runs, 98 runs batted in. We're talking about that protection that he now has. Manny Ramirez batting in behind him in the order. There is Manny, and some of the comments coming from Manny much different than the ones we had heard in the past after Manny left the Red Sox. Certainly very reflective yesterday to the way things ended here in Boston. The 1-1 pitch is in there for strike, and it's 1-2.
Right now, Paul Konerko on a 13-game hitting streak for the White Sox. And a 472 clip through those 13 games.
8 multi-hit games of those 13 games during the streak for Konerko. Slices the pitch back, foul. It's still 1-2. 17 RBIs during the 13-game hitting streak. He is on pace right now to set career highs in home runs, RBIs, on base percentage, slugging percentage. Needs just 2 RBIs for his 4th career 30 home run, 100 RBI season. An All-Star again this year, 4th time that he has gone to an All-Star game. Takes it inside, and it's a full count, 3-2. Manny Ramirez waiting on deck, then A.J. Pierzynski bat here in the second inning for the White Sox. Breaking ball grounded foul, and it hangs at 3-2. Fouls it off to the right. Well, for every strikeout by a Red Sox pitcher's Ace Ticket has made a donation to the Red Sox Foundation and the Jimmy Fund. Entering today's game, Ace has donated $97,000. Thank you, Ace Ticket. Clay Buchholz trying to rack some up today. 3-2 pitch to Konerko. He is sent out towards right center field. Drew on the run, but it's going to fall in for a hit. J.D. sliding to make the grab on a hop. And Konerko is aboard after a lengthy at bat. Has a single here in the second. Here comes Manny. Again.
Yeah, about the same kind of reaction he got when he came in with the Dodgers.
He wasn't planning on coming back in 2010, but here he is as he takes a pitch for strike one. Manny at 312 in his combined numbers between the Dodgers and the White Sox. 8 home runs, 40 runs batted in. He was 1 for 3 with the White Sox. Played in the final game of the series they had against his old team, the Cleveland Indians. Konerko with a short lead, back to the bag. Field and a base hit for Ramirez. Konerko touches second, heads for third base as Drew digs it out quickly. And it is first and third with nobody out here in the second inning all of a sudden.
Well, Manny takes an inside fastball from Clay Buchholz and slices it the other way. for the base hit. So back-to-back hits by Konerko and Ramirez on fastballs from Buchholz this inning to get things started. We watched Manny take batting practice today. He is hitting bombs to every part of this ballpark. Left field, center field, right field.
It was an unbelievable display today. So I guess he's feeling okay, as it turns out. Questions about his health with the Dodgers. There's no questions about his health right now. There's some absolute blasts here during batting practice. A.J. Pierzynski stands in. 258, 7 homers, 45 runs batted in. Ground ball right side. Lowry to second base for 1. On to first for 2. The Red Sox will take that exchange as Konerko does score. The 2 outs in the inning. It's 1-0 White Sox.
Minimize the damage the best you can, and that's the best way right there for Clay Buchholz in that situation. Get the ground ball double play. Allow the run to score, but get the 2 outs. Scudero coming across the bag. Manny out to get him. It was quite a distance out there.
I guess so.
I don't think he could have reached second base.
So 2 down, bases empty.
Hey, at least he made it there.
Yes, he did. That's true. There was effort. And Andrew Jones takes strike 1 over the outside corner. Well, the average is not spectacular for Andrew Jones, but the home runs and RBIs. 18 home runs, 42 runs batted in, a .220 batting average. A far cry from the All-Star years for the Atlanta Braves. .406 home runs in his career. He is 46th all-time. One behind Duke Snider on the all-time list, who had 407. Fenway Park has not been one of his better venues. And remember one game in particular, he struck out 5 times here when he was with the Atlanta Braves, right towards the tail end of his career in a Braves uniform.
Yeah, he looked totally messed up in that series. I remember that when he struck out those 5 times.
That was also a day-night doubleheader, and he had been dropped down from his normal spot in the middle of the order. He's batting like 7th or 8th for Bobby Cox. At the time, kind of dropping him down in the order. Had 5 strikeouts and did not play the second game that night. And things just went south from there. Of course, he ended up going west out to the Dodgers. 2-2 pitch is down the right field line, and this will get in. Jumps up into the crowd. A ground rule double for Andrew Jones. 3rd hit of the inning for the White Sox.
That's the 3rd time this inning that they have taken Buchholz's fastball and gone the opposite field. We saw Konerko do it. We saw Ramirez do it. And now we see Andrew Jones do it. Fastball away, goes to the opposite field and picks up the ground rule double and gets in scoring position. This is a good offense the Chicago White Sox have.
Now you look at the lineup top to bottom, it's solid. Andrew Jones batting out of the 7th spot. Here's Alexei Ramirez, who has 16 homers and 57 runs batted in the 8th spot. And he takes strike 1. Ramirez now playing at shortstop. He hits at .286, 16 homers and 57 runs batted in that I mentioned. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Buchholz going to the changeup to get the swing and miss from Alexei Ramirez.
Well, the White Sox 4 games back in the Minnesota Twins. They've won 3 straight games coming in. Problem is the Twins continue to win. A little less than a month left to go, as this one is outside. And of course, the White Sox and Twins seem to be battling year in and year out. Animated Ozzie Guillen as always. Happy to have Manny Ramirez as part of his arsenal now. Impressive lineup that the White Sox put out there every day now. White Red Sox are 4th in batting average in the American League, coming in at .271. They're 7th as a pitching staff and earned run average at 3.98. And their defense, club fielding, they're 5th. That's some trouble against the American League East. They're 11-17 against the AL East so far, where they are for a 3-game series. Ramirez with a swing and a miss. Buchholz gets his first K. The White Sox get their first run, 1-0 Chicago. Lowell, the bat of the inning. Key matchup is brought to you by New England Honda dealers. Adrian Beltre, .333 average against John Danks. A couple of home runs mixed in. Beltre hitting at .321 to start the day with 25 home runs, 92 runs batted in. He is now 4th in the American League in batting average. This one just kind of flipped out to right. He got jammed, and it's by the dive of Gordon Beckham and into right. First base hit, first base runner for the Red Sox here in game 1.
A cut fastball that time from Danks that really got inside on Adrian Beltre, but he's able to muscle the ball out to right field and pick up the base hit. So Beltre down with a 7-game hitting streak.
Numbers during the 7-gamer. And he's got a leadoff single here in the 2nd inning. And here comes David Ortiz. .262 average to start the day. 27 homers, 82 runs batted in. As Ortiz takes strike 1. David hitting at .210 against left-handed pitching. And 2 of the 27 home runs David has off left-handed pitching. Did he go? They'll check. No, says Angel Campos.
Very close for David Ortiz, but Campos says no.
Ortiz lines it foul. And it's 1-2.
Look out, Rob Leary down there at the first base coaching box. Nice shot by Ortiz.
Beltre back to the bag. The lead is short. Able to get back and stretching it out now as he regains his lead again. Danks had a 1-2-3 first on 12 pitches. 1-2 is a swing and a miss. Ortiz strikes out in the first out of the second inning. And first strikeout for John Danks.
And Danks gets Ortiz on a changeup. Good changeup away from David. Has him off balance. Picks up his first strikeout of the day.
Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Eastern Bank, the best team in banking. Beautiful day in Boston. It is very comfortable as Lowell drives this one out towards deep right center field. Rios on the run back towards the triangle, won't get there. Jumps back to the 420 marker. Beltre will be stopped at third on a very long double from Mike Lowell. Out to the triangle and the bullpen area in right center field.
Yeah, that breeze is blowing in that direction today, too, left to right, and I think gave this a little bit of a push. Rios seemed surprised that the ball traveled as far as it did. There's contact from Lowell. The ball heads toward the gap. The wind picks it up a little bit and pushes it away from Alex Rios.
Mike Lowell safe at second. Safe and secure. New York life.
Bring on the organ.
Second and third, one out. And Jed Lowry, the batter. Lowry batting seventh for the Red Sox today and playing at second base. 273, 4 homers, and 11 runs batted in. He was 4 for 17 on the trip. Relatively quiet trip for Jed as pitch misses up and away, and it's 2-0. Today marks his 22nd start at second base. Good numbers in the month of August as he hit a .304 in August in 20 games. That's here with a chance to do some damage. Beltre's at third, Lowell's at second, one out in the second. And it's ball 3, 3-0. Ball 4, 4-pitch walk to Lowry, loads the bases. First walk given up by John Danks of the day. Overstock.com presents the ultimate Red Sox experience, which includes turning the scoreboard during the Red Sox-Yankees game on October the 2nd. Go to Overstock.com for details. One down here in the second inning. Bases loaded for the Red Sox. And Bill Hall, the batter. All at 237, 17 homers and 40 runs batted in. He's 4 for his last 18. And was 1 for 11 on the road trip as he takes a pitch over the inside corner for strike one. Starts in left field today in game one. Darnell McDonald starting in center field today. Bats ninth. On the third baseline foul. And it's 0-2 to Hall.
Well, I guess we can all consider ourselves lucky that Earl did not have a major effect on Massachusetts. It did throw some wind and rain down the Cape and in the islands, but very fortunate, not much damage done. What a day today.
Wow.
Spectacular.
Yeah, more of the same expected. Hall is swinging a miss. Danks elevates at 94, and Hall strikes out. Second out of the inning. Both had been strikeouts.
Yeah, upstairs with the fastball above the letters. No contact from Bill Hall. The bases will remain loaded, but now with 2 outs.
Bases filled with Red Sox. 2 down. Darnell McDonald at .273. 8 homers and 31 runs batted in. In there for strike 1 as Dank's trying to battle his way out of this bases loaded situation. Darnell at .351 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, and even better lately. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
That's that cut fastball again from Danks. Very similar to what you see John Lester throw against the right-handers. That cutter down and in.
McDonald hits it on the ground to short. Ramirez will go to second for the force out. And Danks is out of the jam unscathed. We played 2. It's 1-0 Chicago. Fenway Park, White Sox have a 1-0 advantage, and the Red Sox just had a great opportunity. Bases loaded, 1 out, and could not score. John Danks getting out of the jam. As Gordon Beckham played third base last year, has made the adjustment to second base this year. And bats 9th in the White Sox order.
Ozzie changed the lineup today. Yesterday he had Martin in the lineup. And he switched that today and put Gordon Beckham in there against Buchholz. Red Sox stayed with the same lineup they had up on the board yesterday before the game was called off.
Beckham, since the All-Star break, .338. He's hitting at just .216 in the first half of the year. 1-2 is tapped softly down the third baseline, but it's going to kick foul. Beckham has been battling a bruised right hand. White Sox first-round draft choice, 8th overall in 2008. This one fouled off to the right. For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Red Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will donate $500 to the Children's Hospital Boston. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. One-two to Gordon Beckham. He was fouled off. It's a piece of Victor Martinez.
So you get Martinez off that foot again.
No professional courtesy here from Wally Bell. Went out to the mound and now brush off the plate. There's Kenny Williams, the general manager of the Chicago White Sox. I'll say this, Jerry. They are not afraid to make moves, even after the trade deadline, that they think may help their club. They have gone out and made several moves over the last few years, either at the deadline or after it, thinking they got a chance.
Yeah, very aggressive. And, of course, in a division, against the Minnesota Twins, you have to be.
His relationship with Ozzie Guillen is an ongoing one.
Interesting one.
To say the least. This one is grounded foul outside at third. Now, it works out great when they're winning because you kind of, you forget about all of the back and forth and everything else that's gone on. But when they're not winning, I can't imagine it's a lot of fun.
I guess Ozzie was upset. Kenny drafted his kid down around the 22nd round or something.
But his son was on the staff for a while and then was not on the staff and then ended up tweeting some stuff that annoyed the general manager as well. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on there. It's never boring, that's for sure. But it's a relationship that, at the end of the day, works. And they've had success, and right now trying to get into the postseason again. On the ground foul outside of third.
And both guys very popular figures in Chicago. As long as you can keep the Cubs out of the headlines and keep the attention on the White Sox, everybody's happy there.
Cubs have not been much of a factor as they are 20.5 games out of the National League Central. Of course, Lou Piniella retiring this year, which is low and outside. In the air to right field, J.D. Drew moving back. Wynn gives it a push, and he gets back and makes the catch. It'll be an interesting night and afternoon with the wind today. Time out for tonight's Twisted but True fact of the day. 45-89, the Pittsburgh Pirates have the worst record in baseball. The team president, Frank Coonelly, is not happy about it. Coonelly ripped the team, saying their play stinks. It's embarrassing, painful, and aggravating. He also went on to say the worst part was seeing the pain in the Pirates' great fans. Great may not be the word to describe the Pirates fans. As of last, they checked 27th in Major League Baseball in attendance. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea is the refreshing hard iced tea that tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted.
Who said that? The owner?
The president of the club.
Uh-huh.
So they stink, they're embarrassing, they're painful, and aggravating.
Why doesn't he do something about it?
There is that. And apparently, financially, they have the money to do so if the rumors and some of the things that have been released lately are true. One out here in the third. Juan Pierre's second time through now for the White Sox. Fouls a pitch painfully off himself.
Looks like it bounced up and got Juan Pierre off the right knee.
The 0-2. Pierre protecting the plate, just fouling it off to the left.
You can imagine those players on the Pirates, they've got a month left of this jump to go, and they got to hear that from him.
They stink. They're aggravating.
A lot of motivation to take the field over the last month.
just off the outside edge. It's 1-2.
Now Buckles tries that fastball, that cut fastball, see if he can pick up the outside corner. Just missed.
A ball foul over by the Red Sox dugout. And hangs at 1-2. What do you think of their announcers?
Yeah, imagine. Wow.
Inside. It's 2-2.
Imagine having to announce that junk day in and day out. It's going to make you stink, too. You know what I mean?
They haven't been to the postseason since 1992. It's been a little while. As you pointed out, they could do something about it, perhaps, as this is in the air to center. McDonald is there, and he makes the catch. 2 down. Well, the Red Sox and White Sox playing a doubleheader today, and never easy to sweep a doubleheader, but a good thing you get Clay Buchholz going in the first game.
Well, we've always said the key, that first game is to get some distance out of your starters. Is try to save that bullpen the best you possibly can. If you get a starter knocked out early in game one, it can be a long day with that bullpen.
Omar Vizquel standing in and taking a pitch inside. His second look at Clay Buchholz. He lined out to Lowell in the first inning, 0 for 1. Vizquel has had a tough time at the plate lately. He's 4 for his last 30. Got ahead in the count, 3-0.
Omar Vizquel wearing number 11 in honor of Luis Aparicio.
Fellow Venezuelan and Hall of Famer. There's a pitch in there for a strike, 3-1. He's one of 4 players to steal a base in 4 decades. Ball 4, didn't miss by much. And there's the first walk given up by Clay Buchholz, a 2-out base on balls. Find hundreds of local jobs and terrific career advice in The Big Help. Look for it on Sunday, September the 12th in the Boston Globe and at boston.com/bighelp. A 2-out walk for Omar Vizquel, and here's Alex Rios, former Toronto Blue Jay, who stands in on the right side. He grounded out to the third baseman, Adrian Beltre, in the first inning. And a swing and a miss.
That's what he got Rios back on the first inning, a ground ball out on a changeup. He starts him with a changeup here in the second at bat.
Well, Rios loves day baseball. He hits at 389 during the day. Fouls it off and is down 0-2. Paul Konerko waiting on deck. White Sox batting in the third inning on top 1-0. Rios has been hot coming into this series. He was 6 for 12 in the last series with 2 home runs, 5 runs batted in. It's outside and it's 1-2. Center fielder Darnell McDonald, step or two towards right center. For Rios to go the other way as Vizquel with a short lead at first base. Takes off, and a line drive into left field for a base hit. Vizquel, who was off at the pitch, just continues on, and he'll take third base. And all of a sudden now, the White Sox have runners at the corners with 2 down.
Yeah, 2 quick outs for Buchholz, then the walk. Now the base hit on a fastball by Rios. With Vizquel off at first base, he does a nice job there cleaning out an inside fastball just up over the glove of Marco Scutaro. And Vizquel all the way to third base. So, first and third action with 2 outs now for the White Sox. And that brings up Konerko.
Konerko 1 for 1 on the day. He singled to right field in the second inning and came around to score the game's only run. Quick check on Rios at first base.
29 steals on the season for Rios. They are second in the league to Tampa Bay in stolen bases.
Fouled off to the right, now to play. As fans of New England sports, we know you have strong views on everything on and off the field. Tonight at 11, don't miss Nesson Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial, a show for opinionated sports fans.
And tonight on Nesson Daily, they'll be rerunning that interview between Yuri and Manny Ramirez.
Check on first and back to the bag is Rios. And waiting on deck. As all of a sudden here, the White Sox threatening. They had 2 quick outs. It is first and third and 2 down. Well, Paul Konerko with 352 home runs. He's second in White Sox history in home runs. Thomas on top in that category. This one fouled off to the right, and it's 0-2 to Konerko. White Sox are 4th in home runs. Toronto Blue Jays first in that category. And the Red Sox are 2nd in home runs right now in the American League. Konerko fouls it off. Stays alive here. It hangs at 0-2. Many more home runs at home for the White Sox than on the road. At home, they've had 93 home runs. On the road, they have hit 62. Wow, missed by much, and it's 1-2.
First curveball that Buchholz has featured this afternoon. It looked like strike 3. Right at the top of the strike zone, but does not get the call.
So another pitch for Paul Konerko. With Omar Vizquel at third base, Alex Rios at first base, 2 down in the inning. There goes Rios at first, and Buchholz throws to second. Now trying to come home, and being stopped by Victor Martinez is Omar Vizquel. He blocked him successfully from the plate, tags him out. The White Sox have a 1-0 lead. It is still 1-0. Chicago on top. Hitting it off is Marco Scutaro.
Well, the old fake to third and throw to first, except he didn't have to throw to first. He realized he was going. Now, that's a heck of a play by Lowry. That throw is up, and he's able to bring it back down, get that throw to Martinez at home. It was surprising they were pulling that double steal with Konerko at the plate. Much rather have him leading off an inning than hitting with 2 men on base.
He'll be leading it off in the top half of the 4th inning. 1-0. White Sox on top as play here into the last of the 3rd. Blue Jays have had 2 home runs. Lyle Overbay. And John McDonald, as a swing and a miss for Scutaro, starts this 3rd inning. And it is out number 1 of the 3rd.
Curveball doing the honors this time for John Danks. 3rd strikeout. He's got 1 on a changeup, 1 on a fastball, and now the curveball.
1 out here in the 3rd. J.D. Drew popped out to 3rd base in the 1st inning, 0 for 1. Red Sox with 2 hits on the day, both coming in the 2nd inning. Beltre single, Lowell's double. Drew sends one out to left center field. Rios on the run. We'll get there. Plenty of time for out number 2. The ultimate driving machine this week is Victor Martinez, brought to you by your local Massachusetts BMW Center. Visit bmwmass.com. Victor in 6 games at .423, going 11 for 26. 3 home runs, a double, 4 RBIs, and 5 runs scored. Pretty impressive week for Victor Martinez. 2 down here in the 3rd inning. Victor fly to right, first time up, as he takes a pitch up for ball 1. Thanks, like Mark Burley and a lot of the White Sox starters, work very quickly. Their pitching coach Don Cooper is a guy who believes in all their pitchers working quickly, getting it and throwing it, and they do that a lot. A very good rhythm. Now, Cooper's done a very nice job here with the White Sox pitching staff over the years. One-two pitch to Victor Martinez. It's off the plate and outside. 2-2. Saw the Yankees score. The Tampa Bay Rays will be in Baltimore again tonight. Shields against Guthrie. This is back up the middle and by the reach of Alexei Ramirez. Victor Martinez has a 2-out single. Red Sox have their 3rd hit of the day.
Changeup this time, a changeup away from Victor, and he hooks it just past the dive of Alexei Ramirez, the shortstop. Came into the game a career 300 hitter against Danks. Now 1 for 2 this afternoon.
So 2 down here in the 3rd inning. Victor Martinez at first. Here's Adrian Beltre, single to right field in the 2nd inning. Pops it up this time, right side of the White Sox infield. Gordon Beckham to the outfield to make the catch that ends things here in the 3rd. We played 3. It's 1-0 Chicago. Paul Konerko, who was at the plate last inning, and Omar Vizquel was gunned down at the plate to end the inning. So here he is to start the 4th inning. And he takes strike 1. Konerko, a single in the 2nd, came around to score the game's only run to this point. Breaking ball fouled off to the right. It's 0-2.
Back-to-back curveballs for Buckholz, doubling up on Konerko and quickly getting ahead 0-2.
Time now for today's AT&T trivia question. And our question is, which pitcher did Manny Ramirez hit his last Red Sox home run off? Well, the answer for you a little bit later. Manny bats second here in the 4th inning, and then A.J. Przinsky will be along. 0-2 is a breaking ball that is lifted down the right field line. This will land and jump up into the seats for a ground rule double for Paul Konerko's 2 for 2.
Now Buckholz tries the curveball again, the 3rd night at bat to Konerko, and this time Konerko slices it down that right field line. Once again, the bounce up into the stands for the ground rule double.
So Konerko at second base. Manny Ramirez introduced again to a mix of boos and cheers. And he singled to right field in the 2nd inning. 2 for 4 in a White Sox uniform. And there's still some Manny fans here, no doubt. That's on the corner for strike 1 at 94. Now this season, Manny was hitting at .311, 8 homers and 40 runs batted in, but only in 66 games with the Dodgers. Last year he hit .290, which is the lowest average for him in a season since his rookie campaign of 94. As he takes a pitch outside, 1-1. First year went very well, though, with the Dodgers. He averaged an RBI per game and homered nearly once every 3 games. This year, he's been very good with runners in scoring position. Ramirez lifts it down the right field line towards the seats and foul. Towards a White Sox team that is 4th in average, 4th in home runs, and 6th in runs scored. And has made them better instantly. Bats here with Konerko at second base. Nobody out in the 4th inning. Joey Cora, the bench coach, alongside Ozzie Guillen, of course, the brother of Alex Cora. He was outstanding as a utility man here for the Red Sox. Recently let go by the Mets. One-two is outside, gets away from Victor, but no advance for Konerko at second base.
Joey Cora was Manny's interpreter when he first reported to Chicago and was introduced to the media there. So Manny speaking in Spanish and being translated by Joey Cora.
Outside ball 3, full count to Ramirez. 71 pitches now for Clay Buckholz. He's not recorded an out yet in the 4th inning. 4th 3-ball count for him. 3-2 pitch to Manny Ramirez. And he hits a hard ground ball to second, right at Lowry. He'll go to first, but a productive out as Konerko takes third. Well, yesterday afternoon, Manny Ramirez met with a few print writers and Nesson Daly's Yuri Behringer. As he addressed a number of topics as seen on Nesson Daily last night, including how he views the later stages of his career here in Boston.
Like I said, in life, you pass every stage, and I already passed the stage, and you keep growing, and you look back and you say, oh, I did this wrong, blah, blah, blah. But what is done is done. All you could do is just go and play the game and finish your career good.
Well, a lot of the comments that Manny made yesterday, one of them, of course, apologizing apparently to Kevin Youkilis, one of the slight skirmishes he had here in a Red Sox uniform towards the end of his tenure here, and certainly kind of stepping up and doing that. Some of the things that he said yesterday, and I think, Jerry, you were talking earlier about different things I think players go through, and Manny may not admit to this, but when you leave Boston, you go somewhere else, you realize how much you like the place.
There's been many, many players throughout the years that, become frustrated with playing here because of the pressure that comes with it. And, once you get away from it a little while, you say, well, man, that wasn't so bad. It's, like it goes out to L.A. Nobody cares, really. I mean, you know how it is out there. It's different. It's totally different than playing on the East Coast.
Infield is in all the way around with Konerko at third base. One of the other interesting things that he mentioned, that had the Red Sox put a waiver claim in for him, he would have come here, unlike Johnny Damon. But, Jerry, I get the real good feeling that there was no chance in the world that they would bring him back.
No, I don't think so. I don't think Terry Francona would want him back, and I don't think the front office would want him back. They've had the Manny era is, it's done in Boston, and it was quite a thrill when it was going on.
I think for us, at times it was enjoyable. It was a lot of fun. But for this guy right here, it was no fun at any point.
No. Very, very difficult on Terry Francona.
A.J. Brzezinski grounded into a double play in the second inning. Up and away, and it's now 2-2.
I mean, I miss it because, from our vantage point, you never knew from day to day. First of all, you're watching a great player play the game. Mm-hmm. But the other stuff that came along with it, it was at times hilarious.
For years, you never heard anything from teammates. It was kind of Manny being Manny, but in the end, you did. You started to hear it, and that's when you knew it was close to the end.
They'd had about enough.
2-2 is wrap foul. And now you take a look at how his exodus has worked out other places. The Dodgers have got to not feel terrific about the way things ended there. And you kind of, if you go and get him, you kind of wonder what you're getting exactly and when he is going to check out or stop playing.
Well, it seems like the only place that he was very comfortable and always happy playing in is Cleveland.
Mm-hmm. That's because where he started, it's the only place he knew at the time.
Exactly.
Came up through the system together. I remember seeing him in Double-A in Canton, Ohio. This one is fouled straight back. And that group graduated together through the system of the majors. But you just don't know. The White Sox hope that he does not check out at any point. He seems to be into it right now. And trying to help them.
Day 3?
This is day 3 or 4, yeah. We'll check back with you next week.
He should be fine for a month.
2-2 is to center. Falling fast. McDonald coming in, but it's going to drop in for a base hit. Konerko will score from third, and the White Sox will take a 2-0 lead. A.J. Brzezinski has knocked in his 46th run of the year, and it's 2-0 White Sox.
Now Brzezinski gets a cut fastball. He had been 3 for 4 against Buckholz coming into the game today. And he will add to that with the bloop in the center field in front of Donnell McDonald. So Ramirez moves the runner along. Brzezinski brings him home with the base hit.
One out for Brzezinski at first, and here's Andrew Jones. A double in the second inning. Buchholz has been ahead of virtually everybody, but behind here 1-0. 16 first pitch strikes. As this one is in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Jones will look down to the third base coach, Jeff Cox, as he steps back in. A.J. Brzezinski with a short lead at first base. From a defensive standpoint, Andrew Jones has been all over in the outfield. 9 starts in right. He's made 12 in center. And 11 in left field. He's one of 4 players with 400 home runs and 10 Gold Gloves. Wraps it foul. Joins Ken Griffey Jr., Willie Mays, and Mike Schmidt on that list of at least 400 home runs and at least 10 Gold Gloves.
In his prime, he was just a joy to watch out in center field with the Atlanta Braves.
Yankees have come back to tie up that game 3-3. Have been 3-0 Blue Jays. You know, you think with all the years that he was in Atlanta, that he, had been in the league so long. He's only 32. Seems pretty young for
Well,
a
he
guy.
started when he was 18, wasn't he?
Yeah, very, very young.
Remember they were in the World Series, I believe.
His first year in the big leagues, 1996, the Atlanta Braves. Check swing grounder towards third. Beltre goes to second for 1, on to first for 2. That worked out well. Around the horn, the White Sox get a run. It's 2-0 Chicago. It's on to the last half of the fourth inning back at Fenway Park. White Sox add a run to their total. Lead it 2-0. Carlton Fisk in the house today in the Legend Suite.
Ledge, of course, playing many years with the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, many more games, as it turns out, in a White Sox uniform than a Red Sox uniform, but still, we're retired here at Fenway Park, Hall of Famer. Well, great day of baseball here from Fenway Park. Extra Innings Live will follow this first game. Then Pocket Money at 5 o'clock. After the game at 5:30. Red Sox Game Day Live at 6. Get you ready for game number 2, and that starts at 7 with Extra Innings Live. Red Sox Final after the game. And kind of put a bow on the entire day with Ness and Daly at 11 p.m.
Kind of ties it all together.
Just wraps it all up. A great day of baseball. Red Sox trying to turn around this first game as they trail 2-0. Ortiz pops it up foul, out of play. It's 0-2. David struck out in the second inning, one of 3 strikeouts for John Danks. Red Sox have 28 regular season games remaining, 13 played on the road, 15 here at Fenway Park, as this one is dribbled down the first baseline. Konerko will take it himself and gets her ahead of Ortiz, 1 down. Well, the monster seats here at Fenway Park are maybe the best seats in all of baseball. Now you have a chance of winning monster seats with monster money. It's a Red Sox instant game from the Mass State Lottery, and there are instant prizes up to $3 million as well. Visit masslottery.com now. Not a bad spot to be today. A comfortable afternoon from Fenway Park. First 2 from Fenway. It's strike 1 to Mike Lowell. Hit a double in the second inning. Pops it up left side of the infield. It'll carry Ramirez to the outfield, and now Pierre from left becomes part of it and makes the catch with the glasses on. For the second out here of the fourth inning. He's got the flip downs going today. 2 down.
Yeah, pretty tough today. You know, a little bit of a breeze blowing out there from left to right, and you also got the bright sunshine to deal with. Not many clouds up there to help out at all. For those who are enjoying their Labor Day weekend, they're going to have some special weather this weekend.
2 down here in the fourth. And 1 pitch is in there for strike 2, and it's 0-2. Pitch is outside, and it's 1-2.
Do you have any special plans, Don, for your Labor Day weekend?
I'm going to spend it with you, I think.
That's exactly right. It's the only way you like it.
The 1-2 is in the dirt. Yeah, it's 2-2. In the air to right center field as Alex Rios backs up on it. And the wind will take it a little bit, but he recovers to make the catch. It's 1-2-3 fourth, a 2-0 Chicago lead. Top half of the fifth, 2-0. White Sox on top as Alexei Ramirez leads it off here for the White Sox. Ramirez, Beckham, and Pierre. Clay Buchholz give up a run in the second, a run in the fourth. Has one strikeout through the first 4 innings, 1 walk, and has scattered 6 hits. In there for a strike, 1-1 to Ramirez. Pitching line is brought to you by Ace Ticket. 4+, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 1 K, and pitch count is high, 88 pitches. Working with the first batter here of the 5th inning. Ramirez, the only strikeout Buchholz has today. Get that back in the 2nd inning. Pitch 90. Low and away, and it's 2-2. Swing and a miss. Ramirez strikes out again. Second time Buchholz has got him. 1 down here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, and the second time he's got him on a changeup today. That ball stayed up a little bit, but it's still off speed enough to fool Ramirez.
Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Eastern Bank, the best team in banking. 1 out here in the 5th inning. Gordon Beckham, the batter. He flied out to right field first time up. Clay Buchholz named the American League Pitcher of the Month for the month of August. 4-0 with a 1.03 earned run average. Gave up 5 earned runs in 43 2/3 innings pitched, 28 Ks and 6 starts. Right, second in the majors in ERA in August. So on off the end of the bat, it's got a lot of spin on it as it shoots out towards Lowry, and he throws to first for out number 2. Kind of a cue shot out there to second base, but Lowry's able to corral it. Well, this week on the Ultimate Red Sox Show, Heidi's lineup includes Jerry Remy's sit down with Terry Francona, the Sox best plays of August, and more, all from Baltimore on the Ultimate Red Sox Show, presented by Arbella Insurance. Catch it tomorrow at noon. What are some of the gems we can expect tomorrow from the interview?
Well, we talk a little bit about the series down in Tampa. We talk about moving forward in the month of September.
Soft ground ball to first on a check swing. Lowell will take it to the bag, and that will end the inning. We're halfway through game 1, and it's a 2-0 White Sox lead. Darnell McDonald and Marco Scudero to bat here in the 5th against John Danks. Ball takes strike one. He struck out in the 2nd inning. One of 3 strikeouts for Danks on the day. On the ground and through into left field. A base hit for Bill Hall. Red Sox have the lead runner on for the 2nd time on the afternoon.
Now Bill Hall gets the changeup from Danks, and he hooks it between that hole of 3rd and short. Changeup stays upstairs. It is away, but he still hooks it for the base hit. Red Sox trying to generate some offense here against Danks.
The pitch count at 95 pitches for Clay Buchholz through 5 innings. Scott Atchison starting to warm up down there in the pen as the pitch misses here to Darnell McDonald. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning.
You mentioned the Ultimate Red Sox show tomorrow, of course, hosted by Heidi Whitney. She's enjoying the weekend off, has some time off this weekend. So, of course, that show's on tape. It was all taped in Baltimore.
Pitch missing, and it is 3-0 as the pitching line is brought to you by Boston area Lexus dealers. Danks not giving up a run. Red Sox best opportunity came in the 2nd. And the base is loaded with 1 out and could not score. So 4+4 hits, no runs. Walk and 3 Ks. And here's his 60th pitch of the day. In there for a strike, and it's 3-1. Off the end of the bat. Sounds like he broke it as it sent foul down the right field line. Out of play. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank. For each Red Sox win this month, the Eastern Bank Charitable Foundation will donate $500 to the Boys and Girls Club of Plymouth. The leadoff single for Bill Hall as the Red Sox try to get something done here in the 5th. They haven't been able to do anything against John Danks. There's ball 4, and the first 2 have reached. 2nd walk given up by Danks of the day. Trouble with the 8-9 men in the Red Sox order. 2 on, nobody out. And Marco Scudero coming up. Head out to right in the 1st inning. Struck out swinging in the 3rd. Into the corners, double play depth in the middle. And it's strike 1 to Scudero. Danks coming in with a 3.65 earned run average, a 12-9 record on the year, and this marks his 27th start of the year. Given a 2-0 advantage with the Red Sox threatening here in the 5th.
Scudero trying to disrupt his timing a little bit by stepping out.
Inside 1-1. Danks 25 years of age. Over his last 3 starts, he's given up 6 home runs. Up and away, ball 2. 2-1, and Krasinski's going to go out for a visit. Two balls, 1 strike. to Marco Scudero. Nobody out. Bill Hall at second base. Ronell McDonald at first base. And Scudero sends it into center field, a base hit. Bill Hall being waved around. He will score the first run of the day for the Red Sox.
Marco Scudero picks up his 48th RBI of the season and first hit of the afternoon. A fastball right down the middle, right by the glove of Danks, and into center field for the base hit. Bill Hall comes around the score, and the Red Sox finally get on the board.
Two on, nobody out. And J.D. Drew, the batter. Drew to right center. Rios skis over, and he makes the catch. McDonald will remain at second base. That's the first out here of the fifth.
Yeah, Rios not all that deep, and he's got a very strong throwing arm, so all McDonald could do was tag and draw a throw.
Here comes Victor Martinez with one out here in the fifth. Victor flied out to right in the first inning, single to center field in the third, 1 for 2. Red Sox getting on the board here in the fifth inning. Shadows starting to make their way towards the home plate area. The shadows of the gusting flag are at home plate right now. A breeze blowing from left to right. Down and in, 2-0. This has not been as sharp this inning. '70th pitch for Danks is coming up. Ground ball down the third baseline. Foul.
I don't know what that hit. It must have hit a divot once it got by that third base bag. There's the bounce. It's over the bag, and then just takes a crazy bounce over Omar Vizquel.
Donald at second, Scudero at first, one out, a run in. Martinez hits a high fly ball to left field. Juan Pierre is over onto the dirt to make the catch for the second out. So 2 down in the inning. NESN has a new Facebook page. Visit NESN.com/Facebook and click the like button to get up-to-date sports news and analysis on Facebook. Only from NESN. 2 down here in the fifth, 2 on, and Adrian Beltre singled in the second inning, popped out to second base in the third. He is 1 for 2 on the day. Pops up foul, back and out of play off to the right. That was the last team in the American League the Red Sox had not yet seen in 2010. Made a total of 7 times, twice today, of course. Red Sox will have a 4-game series at U.S. Cellular Field at the end of September. Red Sox are there the 27th through the 30th. Current series marks the latest the Red Sox into a calendar year and met the White Sox. As this one is in there for a strike. I mean, here we are on September the 4th, first time they've seen him.
We haven't seen Minnesota since, what, April?
Yes, wrapped up that season series in a hurry. Opened up the brand new Target Field, and they came here.
Same thing with Kansas City.
Beltre to left. Pierre going back to make the catch on the warning track. And to end the inning, the Red Sox get a run. It's 2-1 Chicago. Man of the game from above and beyond, just like Dunkin'. With 60 years of coffee greatness, Dunkin' Donuts is #1 for iced coffee. And our thanks, as always, to Dunkin' Donuts for dropping off refreshments in the booth. As we move along to the 6th inning, it's 2-1 Chicago on top, and just 5 innings for Clay Buchholz today, as it turns out, in 95 pitches. As this call to the bullpen is brought to you by New England Ford dealers. Scott Atchison into the game for the 6th inning. As Buchholz goes 5. 33rd appearance for Atchison, 2-2. A 3.97 earned run average.
A little bit of a surprise. I thought we'd see Buchholz for at least one more inning.
5 and done today. 95 pitches. Finished it off with a 1-2-3 5th inning. One pitch missing to Omar Vizquel. And it's 2-1. It is the 6th time this year that it is 5 innings or less for Clay Buchholz. His shortest outing was just that 1 inning, which he got injured in San Francisco against the Giants. And a look at his line. 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, a walk and 2 Ks, and he departs on the hook. Fouled off, and it's still 2-2. Still hurting himself on the foul. And he goes down.
Right off the knee, it looks like the left knee of Omar Vizquel.
It's time for a game break, and Tom Caron, TC. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. Red Sox getting a run here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a 1-run game. White Sox on top. Omar Vizquel staying in the game after fouling a pitch off his knee. 2-2 to Vizquel. His grounded foul.
A nice break for TC to get out of the studio on this beautiful day and
hang out on Yawkey Way.
Get to spend it out on Yawkey Way. Pre-game, post-game, pre-game, post-game.
Alex Rios waiting on deck. And Paul Konerko in the 6th inning. Ball 3, full count. On the ground and through. Into right field, a base hit for Vizquel. White Sox get their 7th hit of the day. Lead runner on for the 3rd time today.
Vizquel gets the straight fastball that time from Scott Atchison and finds that hole between 1st and 2nd. So after a painful at bat, fouling some pitches off himself, he picks up that base hit. Vizquel 8 steals on the season, but he's been caught 5 times.
Lowell holds on Vizquel at first. Alex Rios, the batter, 1 for 2 as he takes ball 1. Grounded out in the 1st inning, singled in the 3rd. Fouled off to our right and out of play. Overstock.com presents the ultimate Red Sox experience, which includes turning the scoreboard during the Red Sox-Yankees game on October the 2nd. Go to Overstock.com for details. Run 1 to Rios. We'll have to wait. Speaking of the Yankees and turning the scoreboard, they have turned the score on the scoreboard, and it is 5-3 now. New York has pulled ahead of Toronto one time in that game. The Jays had a 3-0 lead. Overbay and McDonald homering. His ground ball to 3rd base. Beltre going to try and start it. To 2nd for Juan. Rios is fast, but out. They turn the double play, 5-4-3. And it is the 3rd double play turned by the Red Sox defense today.
I mentioned this the other night in Baltimore, that it seems like with every game that's being played, Jed Lowry becomes more comfortable making that double play, coming across the back hard that time, and just getting Rios at first base by a fraction.
Well, today they turned a 4-6-3, a 5-4-3, and a 5-4-3. 2 down in the 6th inning. Paul Konerko, the batter, with the bases empty, as he takes strike 1 over the outside corner. He was 2 for 2 against Clay Buchholz. And a single and a double, and scored both White Sox runs. It's time now for the answer to today's AT&T trivia question. Which player did Manny Ramirez hit his last home run off of? And the answer is Francisco Rodriguez, July 28th of 2008. In his 3rd to last game of the Red Sox. This is right back up the middle and into center field, and Paul Konerko is 3 for 3 on the day.
Well, Konerko stays on fire. That 13-game hitting streak extended in his first at bat. Now 3 hits. Cut fastball back up the middle, right under the legs of Scott Atchison.
A 3-hit game of the year for the White Sox first baseman. He's at first with 2 down for Manny Ramirez. Manny 1 for 2 today, singled in the 2nd inning. And we're talking about his last home run in a Red Sox uniform, July of 08. Hit 274 home runs in a Red Sox uniform in his 7+ seasons with the team. Mentioned that it was off Francisco Rodriguez. And he also hit a postseason walk-off home run against Rodriguez, which he did in Game 2, 2007 American League Division Series. One pitch to Manny Ramirez. Fouled straight back. He was on it, but it's fouled off. 1-2.
Right down, trying to keep everything away from Manny Ramirez as we look at the league leaders.
They're brought to you by Olympia Sports, the official sporting goods retailer, the New England Sports Network. Manny Ramirez, 274. David Ortiz at 286. Of course, Ted Williams with 521. On the ground and by the dive of Scudero at shortstop. Manny Ramirez gets his second hit of the day. Canerco takes second, and all of a sudden 2 on with 2 down here for the White Sox.
Now, they've been staying away from Manny, but this cut fastball stays inside, and Manny's able to get the hands inside the baseball and pull it between past shortstop for the base hit. So 1 hit to the opposite field, 1 hit pulling the ball today for Ramirez.
John Farrell to the mound to talk to Atchison. With 2 on and 2 down, and A.J. Pierzynski will be next. Red Sox baseball in Nesson is brought to you by Ace Ticket. Great seats at great prices. Two on, 2 down here in the 6th inning. A.J. Pierzynski batting here for the White Sox. His single in the 4th inning gave the White Sox their 2nd run, and that is the difference in the game right now as he takes strike 1. He's got an 11-game hitting streak now that hit back in the 4th inning. And there for strike 2, it's 0-2. Two-run double for Lyle Overbay. Has tied the game for the Toronto Blue Jays up against the Yankees in New York. They have chased Javier Vazquez just back into the rotation for New York. Ground ball to third, Beltre. A little dance, and then he applies the tag. As finally Canerco obliges. Final out of the inning, it's 2-1 White Sox. Obliges work there? I don't know. I'm not sure. Visit FW Webb Showroom's Frank Webb's Bath Centers for friendly experience guidance. Find your showroom at frankwebb.com. It's 2-1. The White Sox have the lead over the Red Sox. So a chop foul over by the Red Sox dugout. And leading it off is David Ortiz, Mike Lowell, and then Jed Lowry. Red Sox down by a run. Thanks at 77 pitches with that foul tip into the catcher's mitt. It's 0-2. Red Sox had the bases loaded with one out in the second, could not score. Finally got to Danks for a run in the fifth. There's Ortiz. It's down to the count, 1-2. Ortiz is struck out, grounded out. And a swing and a miss is down on strikes this time for the first out of the sixth inning. It is 4 Ks now for Danks, 1 down.
That's the second time he's got David Ortiz to strike out today on changeups. He doubled up on the changeup, last 2 pitches, and gets the swing and miss from Ortiz.
Introducing Arbor Coat Exterior Stain by Benjamin Moore, a revolutionary waterborne stain that outperforms the best oil-based stains on the market. Find Arbor Coat at your local Benjamin Moore retailer. That is just outside to Mike Lowell. Then a double back in the second inning. Flied out to the left fielder Juan Pierre in the fourth inning. Jed Lowry waiting on deck. It's going to chop foul, and it's 2-1. Well, when we started spring training, it appeared Mike Lowell was, we started the offseason, it appeared like Mike Lowell was going somewhere else. Start spring training, it appeared Mike Lowell was going somewhere else. During a lot of the year, you thought Mike Lowell was going somewhere else. Here we are in September, and Mike Lowell is not going anywhere.
The only place he's going is the first base for the Red Sox.
It's amazing. There's ball 3, full count. With 4 home runs, 21 runs batted in to start the day. As he grounds one left side, deep in the hole, it's short. Ramirez plants and throws. Dug out by Konerko. At first base on the tough throw from Ramirez, 2 down.
Yeah, that's a tough pick over at first base by Konerko. Alexi Ramirez going to his right, and he bounces it. And it's Konerko making a very nice play over at first base. Send our best wishes out to Dustin Pedroia, who yesterday underwent surgery, probably recovering at home today. Hopefully everything went well with that surgery and he's able to get back to being Dustin Pedroia.
Yeah, I guess listening to Terry Francona today before the game, really, now you're thinking about next year. If you wait any longer, you're starting to talk about next year, and you don't want that affected at all. Now the surgery, everything goes well. December the 1st and go into his normal off-season regimen to get ready for next year, and that's really what you're thinking about now. So wish Dustin well. Two and one to Jed Lowry. Bats here with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Base is empty.
I love when they call surgery a success. It's always a success when you wake up. That's the key to surgery, waking up.
How many do you hear that it really was very unsuccessful this first round? We'll do better next time.
And my feeling always has been, and I've had plenty of them, is if I wake up, it's a successful surgery. Yeah.
Now your knee has not always been better though when you're done. Speaking of the injury here, all of a sudden Danks trying to stretch it out here after that last delivery and bring the trainer out. Yeah, still stretching. while we have a moment, it's time now for the double play of the game brought to you by Papagino's. Andrew Jones at the plate, and around the horn went the Red Sox. A 5-4-3 double play. Papagino's double play meal deal is back. Get 2 large cheese pizzas for just $17.99. Save up to 25%. Papagino's, the official pizza of the Boston Red Sox. And still stretching is Danks. He will stay in the game. Well, we got game 2 coming up tonight. Our coverage beginning at 6 p.m. And then tomorrow, day baseball starting at 12:30 here at Fenway Park. He's 2 down here in the 6th inning. Jed Lowry with a count of 3-1. This will be the 90th pitch for John Danks. And there's ball 4. Lowry headed down to first base. 3rd walk given up by Danks. There's stirring going on now in the White Sox pen as concern over Danks here. It is right-hander Sergio Santos. He's warming in the pen as Danks got 2 quick outs, but in the middle of that Lowry at bat, something started pulling at him a little bit. He's been trying to stretch it out ever since. Bill Hall bats. Strikeout and a single. He scored the Red Sox only run on the day. In the dirt. Ball 1.
Look back at the pitch that Danks seemed to aggravate something on, and right there almost slipping off the mound. Looks like he grabbed the back of his hamstring. I guess you can't grab the front of your hamstring, right?
Sure, you just...
No, that's your quad.
Reach. No, I guess you can't.
No, that's your quad. You got your hamstrings in the back.
Into left field, a base hit for Bill Hall. Red Sox have something going here with 2 outs. Walker now a single, and Hall is 2 for 3 today.
Well, Bill Hall picking up his 2nd base hit. Both times pulling the ball to left field. That ball down and in, and Billy Hall does a nice job of cleaning it out.
Two on, 2 down, and Darnell McDonald coming up, the number 9 man.
It's tough doing a game with a Hall of Famer hovering over you in the back, you know what I mean?
He is hovering.
Making fun of my hair. And
There's a ground ball chopped to 3rd. Vizquel goes to 2nd for the force out. That ends the inning. They get Hall at 2nd base, and it wraps up the 6th inning. 2-1 White Sox at the end of 6. by Eastern Bank, awarded highest customer satisfaction in retail banking by the New England region at J.D. Power and Associates. 2-1, the White Sox have the lead over the Red Sox. Top half of the 7th inning, and a drive to left field off the bat of Andrew Jones, high off the wall. The Karen played by Hall. Jones headed to second base, and he will get there safely to begin the inning as he barely gets in. We'll almost get out of here to left. Hall getting it back in quickly.
Yeah, second double for Andrew Jones in this ball game, and it looked like it was going to be a close play at second base, but the ball takes kind of a funny hop. Bill Hall gets the throw in. There's that bounce off the grass, and Andrew Jones in safely at second.
Well, Red Sox, White Sox here for this Labor Day weekend, and with us, Hall of Famer who spent plenty of time with both, Carlton Fisk. Great to see you, Carlton.
It's great to be here. What a day for a game.
Beautiful.
Wow.
A little better than last night.
I think the Earl scare had everybody worried, but as it turned out, it wasn't bad at all.
Well, the Red Sox and White Sox, you were talking about the Red Sox off the year and what a tough season it's been for the Red Sox injury-wise.
I don't know if I've ever seen a team experience so many broken bones in 1 year. You know, you get sore arms, you get pulled hamstrings, but you get everything from thumbs to feet to ribs. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Let's say Ramirez drops the bunt down, and Atchison gets the lead runner, and Andrew Jones, nice play, twisting quickly.
That is a nice play.
Quick reactions here by Scott Atchison. Watch Beltre get back to the bag, so he's got a good target to throw to, and they get Andrew Jones at third base. Big out there for the Red Sox. Get that man out of scoring position.
One out, Ramirez at first base. Gordon Beckham is coming up. The pen is busy as Dustin Richardson is up and Tim Wakefield for Boston.
So what are you doing to keep busy? I mean, what do Hall of Famers do to keep busy besides play golf and sign autographs?
Well, I'll tell you, I've got this nice little thing going here with the Red Sox where I visit the Legend Suite a number of times during the summer. I do a little bit of the same thing with the White Sox, but not as grandiose as here. It's not as nice as far as Ed's presentation telling me how great I am up there. I get embarrassed sometimes, But you just kind of meet and greet with sponsors and advertisers. So, I don't know if I can really tell you what I do, but I don't have any time to do anything else. Yeah. That's the thing.
Well, the White Sox making a run here. They add Manny Ramirez to their ball club and 4 back as they try to get in.
Well, it's going to be difficult. Minnesota's always played the White Sox extremely tough, and they've got a good ball club. But in addition to Manny, I'm not sure what that lift is going to give to the White Sox, but hopefully it's more than just a distraction of having Manny on the club. As you can remember when he was here, the distraction, he was a terrific player. You wonder why, though. I mean, you get caught when he's out in the Dodgers with some performance-enhancing drugs and hasn't been the same since. So whether he can return to the Manny of old and add a little offense, I'm not sure.
Runner goes, a line drive down towards the left field corner off the bat of Gordon Beckham. As Alexei Ramirez is going to try and score. A bobble out there for Hall will be costly. The run is in, and the White Sox take a 2-run lead again. They're on top 3-1. Gordon Beckham sending one down towards the left field corner. No error on the play. It's an RBI double.
Yeah, 2 doubles in this inning off Atchison. This one here bobbled around a little bit by Bill Hall. He drops that first effort, but I think if he comes up clean, he still does not get that runner going home. So now the 3-1 lead. You're talking about Manny, and I mean, to me, it's a no-lose situation for the White Sox. They got him for a month. They have a guy that backed up Konerko right now, and he's obviously not the threat he once was, but still he could put together a hot month.
If he does, it would be well worth the. It's hard to say this. The $3.8 million they pay him from September. If he does, that'd be great. But I noticed earlier somebody threw him a fastball. Looked like he's going to pull the ball, and he hits it down the right field line. So how much he's lost and how much he can contribute, we'll never know until September 30th.
Well, pitching change here at Fenway Park. We'll continue with Carlton Fisk when we come back to Fenway after this. Top of the Boston Red Sox at RedSox.com to browse the largest selection of official gear. Get your gear from the official source, the RedSox.com shop, except no substitutes. On for the Red Sox is Dustin Richardson, his 20th appearance of the year. No record, a 2.61 earned run average. Opponent sitting at 333 against Richardson. Comes in here with a runner at second base and one out. A run already in for the White Sox, and Juan Pierre, the batter. Visiting with Carlton Fisk. And Carlton, how often do you get back to see the White Sox in the U.S. Cellular Field?
I probably go down there 6 or 8 times during the summer. Just do a little meet and greet and schmooze a little bit. That's just happened in the last couple of years, so it's worked out pretty well.
We were talking earlier about the relationship between Ozzie Guillen and his general manager, Kenny Williams. That seems like an interesting thing on a daily basis.
It is, too. You never know what's going to happen. One gets offended with what the other says, but I'll tell you one thing. Ozzie's pretty strong-headed. And he's usually on the right track as far as a player goes, because he's more of a player's manager than he is a manager or an organizational manager. And that way, he may handle Manny Ramirez pretty well. It's other organizations... like the Red Sox with Terry Francona. He's kind of a softer personality guy, as was Joe Torre. You come down there with Ozzie, he can have some sparks flying if he feels that Manny's being a distraction. So
now you play with Ozzie, and I mean he manages the way he plays.
That's exactly right. He manages the way he plays. He manages loud and yacky and fun and daring. So there's nothing that's going to surprise him out there. I know that.
Who's the best manager you played for?
I liked playing for Zimmer while I was here. He didn't like the pitching staff. That's the only thing that I didn't like about way Zimmer managed.
Didn't like pitchers.
He just didn't like pitchers. He loved the everyday player, but pitchers. Of course, you know how important pitchers are. And then it went out to Chicago, and I probably think that the guy who understood the most about what it took to play every day as a catcher was Jeff Torborg. I enjoyed playing for Jeff.
One thing with Zim, you could count on your name being in the lineup every single day. But you're right, he despised pitchers.
It's amazing. I was thinking when you talk about that, about the Red Sox team this year, you'd have like 4 guys with broken legs, and he'd still be on the lineup card.
Yeah.
When they, and then you'd have to erase them and take them off when you found out they're still broken.
He's going to be going to the Red Sox Hall of Fame.
Yes, I think he deserves to be, to tell you the truth. He's come a long way since last year, the year before, when he had a little stroke, and people wondering if he's going to make a comeback.
This one fouled off to the left. You take a look at the catching situation right now in Major League Baseball. It seems like an area everybody's looking for it. Your thoughts on the state of catching right now in the Major Leagues, being a Hall of Fame catcher you were for so many years?
I was, and Jerry did too, played in that era where there seemed to be a lot of good catchers. Bench and Munson and Carter and Boone and myself and Parrish and Sundberg, and you can go on and on. But now there's just a few. The Molina brothers, they do a nice job. They had a kid down in Tampa that did a pretty good job, but I don't know what happened to him.
Deanna
Navarro,
yes.
And then the kid that played for the Cubs. I don't know what happened to him either. Soto, what's the name? Soto. Yeah. But the best catcher in the game is Mauer, and I don't really say that. I watch him when he plays against the White Sox, but I don't say that just because he can hit. He does a nice job behind the plate. He's a big guy too, 6'5", moves pretty well. But what I don't see is guys catching today just don't know how to catch. One, they don't know how to call a game because their head's in the dugout looking for pitches. But 2, I don't know how much they work in spring training or work period about balls in the dirt, keep the ball in front of you, just catching the ball. Some of the efforts back there really are disappointing.
You see a lot of just trying to catch the ball instead of block the ball.
Right, just flagging it, just trying to flag it like a first baseman, and that doesn't work behind the plate. And one of the worst things it does, too, is it doesn't give you a pitcher much of confidence to throw any pitch at any time in any situation. Oh, no, I can't bounce this breaking ball, or I can't really get on top of this one because if I bounce it, it might go to the screen. So instead of having a good one, he'll throw a hanger, and then you lose the game.
Who was the the pitcher you enjoyed working with the most?
While I was here, I enjoyed Louis.
Yeah.
He was the best. And I enjoyed, believe it or not, I enjoyed catching Bill Lee.
Yeah.
Because he knew how to pitch. He was a little goofy, as we all know. But he was as competitive as could be, and he knew how to pitch. When out in Chicago, I caught a couple of Cy Young Award winners out there with Lamar Hoyt and Jack McDowell. Caught Tom Seaver, which was a thrill, too. I got probably 15 of his wins and his 300th win. And then that year, Bobby Thigpen sent the record for saves. I remember, and those were things that happened throughout the course of the whole year, but you can remember games where guys just are dealing, and it's just so much fun to catch when you can challenge the pitcher sort of to step outside his normal comfort zone and have it work. That's the best.
Well, the Red Sox here for a long time have had a very good catcher in Jason Varitek, who is not at the end yet. He is hanging in there. This year's been a very frustrating year with him with the injury and everything else, but a very good tenure here in Boston.
I thought he was on the two World Series teams, he was definitely the rock that the rest of the team rallied around anyways.
Now, you Hall of Famers, you all play golf. You got Jim Rice in the Hall of Fame now. Who would win a match between you and Rice?
Rice, probably.
Yeah.
Because he plays every day.
Yeah.
I don't. I play 2 or 3 times a month, and that's just enough to make me want to play 2 or 3 times a month.
Yeah.
Well, visiting with Carlton Fisk, of course, here. His number retired. The pole down the left field net line named after you. Was it last year, 2 years ago?
It was a little more than that, but it was pretty exciting.
Fast.
You guys won that World Series, didn't you?
Yeah, in 75.
Yeah.
We won that series 3 games to 4.
Yeah.
We did.
3-2 pitch to Vizquel. He is on the ground right side. Jed Lowry has got it. And we'll end the inning. Great to visit with Carlton.
Nice
Good to see you. Thanks for coming
you.
up. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
Glad to see you doing good, Jeff.
The White Sox on top, 3-1. Back at Fenway Park, it is 3-1. The White Sox on top of the Red Sox. It's on to the bottom of the 7th inning as the White Sox had a run in the top half of the 7th. Marco Scutaro leading it off, taking ball 1. There's action in the pen. Chris Sale is up for the White Sox. One-0 is in there for strike 1-1. Great to visit with Hall of Fame catcher Carlton Fisk. Yeah, he's right, though, Jerry. You think about all the great catchers that were during your era, his era. As this one is grounded out to second base, Gordon Beckham will take care of Scudero. It's just not the same right now for whatever reason. Catchers, there are not that many great catchers out there right now.
Remember, there used to be tremendous competition between those guys. You know, they all, every time they took the field, they wanted to show that they were the best of the lot. And there were a lot of good catches in that period, mid 70s, late 70s. Of course, the battles between he and Munson were classic.
J.D. Drew takes a strike from John Danks. Been an 0-for-3 day today for the Red Sox right fielder. You forget how big Carlton Fisk is until he stands there every time. That's a big man.
Yeah. He was talking about Joe Mauer, you know, being big for a catcher. You know, same thing with him throughout his whole career.
Yeah.
It's amazing how, you know, at that size, to be able to have the length of a career that he had behind the plate. Remember when Hawk Harrelson took over the ball club as a general manager, he wanted to move Pudge to left field. That didn't go over very big with Pudge, and he, of course, eventually ended up behind the plate again.
This one rolled over foul outside at first. It's time for the in-game box score, and it's brought to you by Mass Mutual. Red Sox have been held to 6 hits today. 2 for Bill Hall down there in the 8 spot, 2 for 3. David Ortiz 0 for 3 today with a couple of Ks. There is a K to J.D. Drew. Strikeout number 5, John Danks. There's 2 down here in the 7th inning.
Well, Danks has done a real nice job in this ball game today. Looks like a changeup to J.D. Drew on the outside part of the plate. Well, just off the outside edge, but everything away from J.D. And that at that. Coming up tonight, it's Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe Red Sox Game Day Live with Tom Caron and Jim Rice. We'll hear from Manny Ramirez, the newest member of the White Sox. Tune in for that and much more tonight at 6, only on NESN.
Here's Victor Martinez with 2 outs in the 7th. He hits one hard, but on a hop to the third baseman, Vizquel. And a low throw, but again, dug out by Konerko. 10 pitch, 1-2-3, 7th inning after 7, 3-1 Chicago. Brought to you by Xfinity. Paul Konerko's had a big day today for the White Sox. 3 hits and 3 at-bats, including this double back in the 4th inning. He come around to score the 2nd run, which right now the go-ahead run for the White Sox. The only run for the Red Sox, driven in by Marco Scudero and an RBI single in the 5th. They played at Bill Hall. It was 3-1 Chicago on top as we head through the top half of the 8th inning. Red Sox move on to their 4th pitcher of the day, Tim Wakefield, into the game. His 28th appearance between starting and relieving. He's 3-10 with a 5.27 earned run average. As Dustin Richardson got the final 2 outs of the 7th inning. 2/3 with a strikeout. This is fouled back by Alex Rios. And it's a ball and a strike to leadoff hitter here for the White Sox in the 8th. Rios, Canerco, and Ramirez scheduled to bat in the inning. High chopper to short. Scudero's got it. And there's one down in the 8th. In case you missed it, the newest lineup from Nesson Original Entertainment will air again Sunday night. Shining City, Pocket Money, and After the Game. 3 shows that are all new and all made in New England. Begins Sunday night at 9:30. And here's a gander at the rest of the schedule today. After this one, Extra Innings Live, Red Sox Final, Pocket Money. After the game, Red Sox Game Day Live. Get ready for Game 2. Extra Innings Live, Red Sox Final. And then Nesson Daily to wrap up the whole day. As Paul Canerco fouls it off back into the seats. Canerco 3 for 3. We just showed you his double from the 4th. He's also singled twice. Fly ball to left field, left center field. McDonald over there to play it in front of the track, and there's 2 down. Two down, and here comes Manny, who did take Tim Wakefield deep last time the Dodgers were here and Ramirez was in town.
It's the last home run Manny's had.
This is laced foul back into the grandstand. Out of play. Well, this was the home run, June 18th, the return of Manny Ramirez to Fenway Park, and Tim Wakefield knew right away. And he's back, and he's in a White Sox uniform. The 0-1 pitch. It is on the ground at third base, Adrian Beltre. In time to get Ramirez. 1-2-3-8 for Wakefield, a 3-1 White Sox lead. 3-1, White Sox on top of the Red Sox as we head to the bottom of the 8th in Game 1 of the day-night doubleheader here from Fenway Park. Sergio Santos, the new White Sox pitcher, 49th appearance of the year, 1-0 record with a 2.30 earned run average. He's given up 44 hits in 43 innings, 43 strikeouts in 43 innings. And deals with Adrian Beltre. Red Sox trailing by 2 runs as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 8th. Did not do much against John Danks. Here's a liner to center. Rios comes in to make the catch for the first out of the 8th inning.
After the game, it's W.B. Mason Extra Innings Live with Tom Caron and Jim Rice. They'll break down Game 1 of today's day-night doubleheader. That and much more after the game on W.B. Mason Extra Innings Live.
Lights are on here today, but blue skies above. We'll need the lights for Game 2 in this day-night doubleheader. David Ortiz 0 for 3, struck out twice, grounded out. Still 5-5 in New York. They're the 7th inning. Jays and Yankees. 10th day Rays tonight are at Camden Yards in Baltimore. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Both the Yankees and Rays won yesterday while the Red Sox were rained out. Quiet day at the plate for Big Papi. He struck out twice and grounded out. All that was against Danks. 97 from Santos. Mike Lowell will be next. Boston batting in the 8th. Chop down the first baseline, foul. And it's 2-2. 5 in a row retired by White Sox pitching. Manny Ramirez today 2 for 4 at the plate. 2 singles as part of this 3-1 White Sox lead. John Danks, incidentally, 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, walked 3, and struck out 5. A chance to get his 13th win of the year. Came in at 12-9. Red Sox had some chances as they leave 8 men on base through the first 7 innings. Had a bases loaded 1-out situation in the second. Could not score. Only run coming in the 5th, an RBI single from Marco Scutaro that scored Bill Hall. Ortiz strikes out for the 3rd time today. That's the bad news from Wally Bell, and doesn't buy it, but he's out number 2 of the 8th inning.
That's the 3rd time today that David has struck out on a changeup. Didn't like the call, thought the ball was away. We'll take a look at the Amica pitch zone, and it's barely a strike.
Two down here in the 8th. Mike Lowell 1 for 3. This one skips in. Mike doubled back in the 2nd inning. Flat out to left in the 4th. Grounded out to short in the 6th inning. Flared foul off to the right. 1-1. Fly ball to right field, playable for Andrew Jones. Puts it away. It's 1-2-3-8 for Sergio Santos. We head for the 9th, 3-1 White Sox. Ninth inning back at Fenway Park as Tim Wakefield is back out there for the Red Sox. He pitched the 8th and starts the 9th inning in a 1-2-3 8th inning. A.J. Pierzynski down 0-1. He's down 0-2 and swung so hard he almost fell down.
Maybe it's the old theory, swing as hard as you can and hope you make contact so it leaves the yard. Collapsed on his back leg after that swing. He turned his ankle.
Little flare into left, falling fast and in for a base hit. Bill Hall over to play it on a hop, but A.J. Pierzynski collects his second hit of the day.
After the game today, it's Granite City Electric Red Sox Final with Tom Caron and Jim Rice. They'll bring you the latest Major League Baseball updates from this afternoon. Catch it after the game only on NESN.
The closer, Bobby Jenks, getting ready in the pen for the White Sox. A 2-run advantage right now for Chicago. Andrew Jones takes strike 1 from Tim Wakefield. Jones today has doubled twice. Wrapped around a double play ball that he grounded into in the 4th inning. But he's doubled to right, doubled to left, and now fouls this one off and is down 0-2. A.J. Pierzynski at first base, held on by Mike Lowell. Swing and a miss for Andrew Jones. A strikeout for Tim Wakefield. 1 down in the 9th.
The Amica Pit Zone is brought to you by Amica Insurance. Amica Insurance is not just how you covered, it's how you treat it. And we'll take a look at 3 of John Dang's strikeouts. He gets Bill Hall on a fastball up. Gets Marco Scutero right here on a breaking ball down and in. And then a changeup to David Ortiz for the strikeout.
Alexei Ramirez takes strike 1 from Tim Wakefield. Ramirez struck out in the 2nd, struck out in the 5th, and reached on the fielder's choice in the 7th inning and scored an important run. A bad run here for the White Sox, who lead it 3-1. Scored on the double by Gordon Beckham. Flutters inside, 2-0. 2-1 rather. Marcus Timms, who has been on fire home run wise for the Yankees, has hit another, and it's 7-5 New York.
Yankees just win every day, don't they?
It seems that way.
85 wins going into today's action.
They win today, they've won 8 in a row. This is lined out towards right center field. It gets down for a base hit. McDonald over to play it. Is heading for third is Pierzynski. Throw goes to second, and it's first and third now with 1 out in the 9th. First hit of the day for Alexei Ramirez.
And 12 hits on the afternoon now for the Chicago White Sox.
There's Gordon Beckham, who has flied out to right, grounded out to second, and doubled last time up to drive in a run. His 48th RBI of the season. White Sox first round pick, 8th overall in 2008. Finished 5th last year in the American League in Rookie of the Year voting. Throw over, and Lowell having to dive to grab that. Thrown towards the runner, Ramirez. That kind of took a cleat in the ribs. Landing on the foot of Alexei Ramirez, as there is another check on Ramirez at first.
8 steals for Ramirez on the season, caught 7 times.
Brzezinski at third base. Ramirez crossed the diamond at first. 1 out in the 9th. Bluff to third, a throw to first, and it worked. Let's see if they can convert. As a look towards home, and now they go back to worrying about Ramirez. And it is flipped to Scudero for the out. They glanced at Brzezinski, who started to make his way down the line, and it drew their attention for a moment. Then he went back, and then it was back to worrying about Ramirez, and they finally run him down.
That's the second time today we've seen that play work. Step to third, throw to first. That runner goes off at first base. And this time they do not score the run or try to score the run. You see Lowry fake the throw holding that runner. And they finally tag out Alexi Ramirez on the rundown. They flip to Marco Scudero for the tag out.
1, 3, 4, 3, 6. 2 down, runner at third, and Beckham carves it foul. 1-1.
It didn't look like Ramirez was going on that. It looks like he just got fooled.
Kind of realized he couldn't get back. Well off the bag. Strike 2, 1-2. A reminder to stay with us after the game for WB Mason's Extra Innings Live. Complete post-game coverage is coming up. Hall of Famer Jim Rice and Tom Caron will wrap up game number 1 of this day-night doubleheader. Beckham hits a short fly ball to left. Out is Scudero to make the catch on the back pedal that ends the inning. They leave Brzezinski at third. We head to the bottom of the 9th. It's 3-1 the White Sox. To the bottom of the 9th. It's time now for a look at the road ahead, brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Coming up later tonight, it'll be Gavin Floyd and John Lackey in Game 2 of the day-night doubleheader here at Fenway. Floyd is 3-0 in his career against Boston, 1-0 at Fenway Park. Lackey will be looking for his 3rd win in his last 4 starts and the 20th of his career in the month of September. Bobby Jenks into the game, the closer for the White Sox. 54th appearance of the year, 1-3 record. He is 25 out of 29 in save opportunities. But sitting at 265 against him. He's converted 20 of his last 23 save chances, including 15 straight. Chad Lowry leads it off in the 9th and takes strike 1. First pitch at 95 from Jenks. He's got 171 career saves. It has not worked in the last 5 days. His pitch misses, 1-1. A 29-year-old. Last year, 29 saves. Lowry to right center field. Rios is not going to get there. Drops in for a base hit. And the Red Sox have a chance to bring the tying run to the plate here in the ninth. Leadoff single for Jed Lowry.
Third time Lowry's been on base today. A couple of walks. Now this base hit to lead off the ninth. He gets the fastball from Jenks right down the middle of the plate and drops in front of Rios for the base hit.
Now here comes Bill Hall. 1-for-1 against Jenks with a home run. He can pop one here. The game would be tied. 2 hits today for Hall already. And a swing and a miss. Swinging for the downs there. 96 and by him.
It's challenge time from Jenks. The 96-mile-an-hour fastball by Bill Hall.
Again, then it's 0-2. And don't forget after the game to stay with us for Granite City Electric Red Sox final. It's coming up from Yawkey Way here today. Jed Lowry, leadoff first base, held on by Konerko. 0-2 pitch to Hall. Hall fouls it off. 98 that time from Jenks as they try to go up again. Jenks had 41 saves in 2006. That was his high mark. 40 the next year in 07. 30 in 08, and last year 29. No 2 pitch to Hall. Swing and a miss, 98. And no secret to what Jenks was doing there. Just rearing back, and he strikes out Hall for the first out of the ninth.
Yeah, and keeping the ball up in the zone against Bill Hall. All fastballs were high fastballs.
One out here in the ninth inning for Darnell McDonald. First time McDonald has faced Jenks. There's strike one. So Danks starts this game, and Jenks is trying to finish it. Danks went 7 innings, giving up 1 run on 6 hits, walked 3, struck out 5. Sergio Santos pitched a very good 8th, a 1-2-3 inning with a strikeout. Now Jenks on for the 9th with 1 on, 1 out. Fouled off to the right, and it's 0-2. Marco Scudero, the top of the Red Sox order, responsible for the lone Boston run today. His single in the 5th scored Bill Hall. No 2 pitch to Darnell McDonald. Very high, 1-2. The White Sox are 4 games back at the Minnesota Twins to start the day. The Twins are hosting the Texas Rangers. McDonald hits a fly ball to short left. Juan Pierre coming in to make the catch. The wind pulled it towards left center. And he makes the grab, and there's 2 down in the 9th. Two outs for Marco Scudero, who is 1 for 4 and 1 for 4 against Bobby Jenks. in his career with a double and a run batted in.
Tough right now, those shadows out halfway between home plate and the pitcher's mound. From sunlight to the shade.
There goes Lowry at first. They'll just let him take second base. Defensive indifference. Fly ball out towards left center field, but Pierre moves over and makes the catch. And the White Sox have won the day portion of the day-night doubleheader from Fenway Park, as Bobby Jenks comes on and shuts the door on the Red Sox in the 9th inning as they win it 3-1. They had a frustrating day today as the Red Sox just really couldn't mount much against the pitching of the Chicago White Sox.
No, just, Dank's doing a great job against the Red Sox, mixing up his pitches well, his fastball, curveball, his changeup, and the Red Sox just could not put together any big innings against him today. And of course, Bobby Jenks closing it down here in the 9th inning, so a big win for the White Sox as they are in that chase with the Minnesota Twins.
And Clay Buchholz dealt the loss, his 6th of the year. We're back with more from Fenway Park after this.